Today I'm working on the container portion of my garden. Um, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I decided to just gather them all up so I can make some room on my patio. Eventually, I would like to have some place to sit and eat here instead of just, plants and plant supplies everywhere. So I'm working towards that. My idea now is for these to have these citrus trees. There's a tomato plant in the back, and for the rest of these planters to be planted with herbs, so for cooking, so I can just come out in the backyard and pick whatever herbs I need and take them inside, wash them, and cook with them. So I have some basils here, there's some oregano in there, there are some Zinger tea plants in here, there is this stuff here. I forgot what it's called. Tastes like celery. Let me turn that around and see what it's called. Lovage. Tastes like celery. There's some marjoram somewhere in here. Maybe. I don't see it, but there's some marjoram in here somewhere. And some dragon's head and stuff like that. So that's what I have going on in my head. But first, I just need to get these pots arranged. So I'm going for a mix of high and low and different sizes and different heights to add some interest. I don't know how it's going to turn out. It could turn out to be a complete and total mess. We'll see. So I've got all my pots now laid out for my container garden. And I filled all the pots with soil. The ones that are already planted. This one here is an avocado that grew from seed. We found it lying in this bed, a little plant. I thought it was a weed until I pulled it up. This one here is a Satsuma Mandarin orange. Back there is the Atlas tomato and some onions surrounding it. This one is a Mexican lime, and this one is pink lemonade. It's got lemons all over it. And actually I picked a few yesterday. They are actually, some of them were ripe and they made excellent lemonade. So I'm very pleased with that. And the flesh wasn't pink yet, but it was like kind of orangey. Yeah, kind of orangey. So anyhow, I'm very pleased with this plant, even though it's leaning. One day we'll figure out how to get it from leaning. So here we go. In this first pot, I've planted 2 of the roundabout midnight basils and 3 Greek oregano. So I put these in the back because basil actually tends to get really big. And if you aren't constantly pruning it, the plant actually gets to be about 3 feet tall and just about as wide. So by the way I've been treating basil in the past, this is probably a way too small of a container, but I will try to keep the plant in line, both of these little guys, so they don't get too big and outgrow the pot. And then these little oreganos should crawl along the ground here and maybe spill over the edge. That would be nice and really pretty to have the dark basil in the background with this beautiful green spilling over the edge in front. So I'm hoping that's what will happen. So that's the first container. I planted Zinger Hibiscus in the next pot. So I've been trying to grow this plant for 3 years now, so this is my 3rd attempt. And my seedlings have always looked pretty sickly, so these are the best seedlings that best looking seedlings that I've had so far, although this one has a bit of sun scald on it. I've put them in a bigger pot this time, so maybe they just needed more room for roots, or I don't know, maybe they just never really got a good start before. So anyhow, I'm really hopeful. I love hibiscus Zinger tea, so I'm looking forward to making that if these plants actually grow. These should grow to be about 2 or 3 feet tall. I might prune them back to make sure that they don't exceed 2 feet, but the foliage is really pretty. And it's never felt this good. The leaves have never felt this good and tough when I've grown this before, so crossing my fingers here because I really want some tea that I've made myself. Alright, so that's Zinger Hibiscus. This is Cardinal Basil, so I've grown it before, so I know that it turns into a big kind of roundish plant. That's why I planted it in its own pot separately. It should get about, oh, yay high, about 2 feet high and about 2 feet wide, so a foot on each side. It'll have these lovely maroon flower pom-poms, and those smell great. So it's great for cooking. It's also great for having scent, and it's also really pretty flowers for a bouquet. So I'm really excited about this, not having one in the backyard that every animal tries to eat and whatnot. So hopefully this one will be one that I can actually pull from and use for spices. This next pot has a salsa, fresh garden salsa pepper in the middle, and surrounded by Italian oregano. So I think this pepper is not going to be very big. It doesn't look like it is, in which case it shouldn't dominate the pot, and the oregano should be just fine. And lastly, this is Shizo. So I've been trying to grow Shizo for 3 years. This is my third attempt. The past 2 attempts, none of the seeds actually germinated. So this time, I don't know how many seeds I tried to germinate, but I got 3 little sprouts here. So wish them luck. I hope that they grow. And Shizo, I think, is mostly decorative, but we'll see how it tastes. Anyhow, it's really pretty. I like how the leaves are crinkly. Pardon me, this is the second to last pot. So in this one, I've put in the rose mint. And this is the healthiest looking plant I have. There's spots on it because I sprayed it with some baking powder solution, because it looked like it had started to get powdery mildew, but it looks like that's been stopped. And now the plant is growing well, and it looks like there's some little flower buds. Anyhow, this plant, it does smell like rose and mint put together. I'm looking forward to making some tea with this plant. And here's my container herb garden all planted out. I guess I'll give updates on it as it grows. Take some pictures too for my Twitter feed. Anyhow, I'm really pleased, so I hope this turns out well.